Wow. When you sent over this news about Eon Reality and Meta, I gotta say,
Yeah.
my jaw kind of hit the floor. This partnership, I mean,
Right.
it could totally change how we learn, you know? They're
Let's talk
talking
about
like
it.
merging Eon's virtual reality learning with Meta's augmented reality glasses. It's like the
Amazing.
future of education just kind of landed in our inbox.
I completely agree. What's really remarkable about this is how it combines Eon Reality's expertise in virtual reality
Yeah.
training with Meta's, latest advancements in AR hardware and software. It's really a convergence of like cutting edge technologies.
Okay, so for our listeners who might not be totally familiar with these companies, let's break down exactly what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
We've got Eon Reality, a major player in VR learning,
Yeah.
joining forces with Meta, the company behind,
Right.
Facebook, and some pretty impressive forays into the world of augmented reality.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on this pairing?
Well, Eon Reality already has this really robust learning platform called EON-XR, which is used by, businesses and educational institutions all over the world. Think of it as like their core software for delivering these immersive learning experiences. They've got a solid track record. And now they're teaming up with Meta, who's known for really, pushing the boundaries of AR technology, especially with their new Orion AR glasses.
And those glasses sound amazing.
Wow.
The articles you sent mentioned they're incredibly lightweight, less than 100 grams, which is lighter than most sunglasses.
It's amazing.
And
Yeah.
they've got all these incredible features like eye tracking, hand gesture recognition, and even neural wristbands. It sounds like they're going all in on creating an intuitive and immersive experience.
Exactly. These aren't just like clunky goggles anymore. These are like sleek devices designed to blend like seamlessly with our everyday lives.
Right.
And the technology packed into those glasses is incredible. The wide field of view they offer is crucial for creating truly immersive experiences because it mimics our natural field of vision.
And speaking of immersive,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that blew me away in the press release was this Text-to-XR technology. You're telling me I can just snip something I want to create in 3D,
Yeah.
and it just
Yeah.
appears in the virtual world. It sounds too futuristic to be real.
It does sound like science fiction, but it's a real game changer. Traditionally, creating high-quality 3D models for learning has been a very time-consuming and expensive process. But with Text-to-XR, anyone can, essentially, will their ideas into existence just by, describing them.
That has to be like revolutionary for educators. Can you even imagine the possibilities? A teacher could say, I need a 3D model of the human heart, and boom, there it is, ready to be explored in detail by their students.
And this is where the true power of this collaboration comes into play. Eon Reality's existing global reach, with Eon-XR being used in over 80 locations and supporting 85 languages, combined with this new, almost instant content creation capability through Text-to-XR. It has the potential to democratize access to high-quality, immersive learning materials like we've never seen before.
I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the fact that we're talking about creating entire virtual worlds
Yeah.
just by describing them. But even more impressive is how this technology can be applied to something like
Yeah.
as intricate as education. It's one thing to see a 3D model, right?
Yeah.
It's another thing entirely to it.
Yeah.
Like interact with it, learn from it, really experience it on a deeper level.
Absolutely, and that's where Eon Reality's integration with the Orion's holographic display capabilities becomes truly revolutionary. We're not just talking about looking at static 3D models. We're talking about,
Yeah.
interacting with incredibly realistic dynamic simulations.
Like that moment in Iron Man
oh, yeah.
when when Tony Stark is designing his suit,
Right.
manipulating holograms with his hands. Except this is real life
Yeah.
instead of designing, fictional weapons, we're talking about teaching students how a human heart works or training engineers on complex
I
machines.
love that analogy, and it illustrates how this technology can, bridge the gap between abstract concepts and real-world understanding. Imagine medical students being able to practice complex surgical procedures on holographic patients,
Yeah.
visualizing every layer of tissue and organ with incredible detail,
Right.
Without ever having to pick up a scalpel. I mean, the implications for medical training alone are staggering.
It's mind-blowing. What really impressed me was the personalized aspect of all of this. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about tailoring the learning experience to the individual. Eon's AI autonomous agent. Can you explain exactly what it does? and why it's such a big deal.
So it's all about optimizing the learning process
Okay.
by making it adaptive, right?
Sure.
Essentially, this AI agent analyzes how a user interacts with the content. Are they breezing through it, struggling with certain concepts? And then it adjusts the difficulty and presentation style in real time to best suit their needs.
So if I'm like
Mm-hmm.
grasping a concept quickly,
Yes.
the AI might like throw in an extra challenge or
Right,
but
exactly.
if I'm, getting stuck,
Yeah.
it'll find a different way to explain things, maybe break the information down into
Right.
smaller chunks,
Yeah.
or provide additional examples.
Precisely. It's like having a personal tutor who can assess your understanding and tailor the lesson on the fly. This personalized approach has the potential to dramatically improve learning outcomes because it meets learners where they are and helps them progress at their own pace.
This all ties back to EON-N's existing track record of success. The research you provided mentioned, they've already seen like impressive results with their VR learning platform, 4 times faster learning, and a significant increase in learner confidence compared to traditional methods. Now imagine those results amplified with these meta advancements.
Yeah, that's what makes this partnership so exciting. We're not just talking about, incremental improvements we're potentially on the verge of. A paradigm shift in how we learn.
This is where it gets really interesting for me, thinking about how this might impact traditional educational models. Do we even need like physical classrooms in the future?
That's a big question, and one that I don't think has a simple answer. While this technology has the potential to revolutionize learning, it's important to remember that technology alone isn't a magic bullet.
It's about how we use it. Right?
Exactly. It's about thoughtfully integrating these tools into
Yeah.
existing systems and considering the pedagogical implication.
And ensuring equitable access so that all students, regardless of their socioeconomic background or geographic location, can benefit from these advancements.
Absolutely. We have to be mindful of
Yeah.
potential disparities
Mhm.
and work to ensure that this technology helps bridge the equity gap in education, not widen it.
That's such an important point. Like
Oh.
we can get so caught up in the,
Ah,
the wow factor of the technology itself that we forget to consider,
right.
the human element,
Right.
the potential downsides,
Right.
and the ethical considerations.
It's like any powerful tool, right?
Right.
It can be used for good or ill. It all depends on how we choose to wield it.
Exactly. And that's why, these conversations are so crucial. We need to be thinking critically about not just what this technology can do,
Right.
but also, how it should be used.
I completely agree. This isn't just about replacing textbooks with virtual reality headsets. It's about fundamentally rethinking how we approach education and training.
So where do we go from here? What are the next steps in this evolution of learning?
Well, I think one of the most exciting areas to watch is how this technology is implemented in, various fields. We've talked about education, but
Right.
imagine the possibilities in like healthcare. Surgeons could practice, complex procedures in a risk-free virtual environment. Medical students could get like hands-on experience without ever having to, touch a real patient.
And it's not just healthcare. Think about manufacturing, engineering, even, the arts. The possibilities are practically limitless.
And what's so exciting about this particular collaboration between Eon Reality and Meta is that it's not just theoretical, right? They're actually building this future.
Right.
Right now.
It's like we're on the cusp of a new era, one where the lines between the physical and digital worlds are becoming, increasingly blurred. And the opportunities for learning and growth are more abundant than ever before.
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure.
I couldn't agree more. Well, you've given us a lot to think about today. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this deep dive?
Just this. Keep an open mind, stay curious, and embrace the possibilities. The future of learning is here, and it's more immersive than we ever could have imagined.
I love it. A future full of possibility and wonder. That's what we like to hear here at the Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. And as always, keep exploring.